Hello, and once again, we are live with the Modern Mystery School UK EU podcast and YouTube channel, and we are joined by the lovely Justine. Justine, how are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you, Obsessima Kate, for having me on. This is a privilege. Thank you.
Well, I am very excited because we are talking about the Sanctuary Meditation class. So, just for those people who are out there and wondering, what is this thing? Well, it's a 2-hour class, and you experience 2 journeys, and you learn how to use a very ancient system and how to get to your sanctuary, and then how to actually meet your higher self. So, Justine, tell me, what was your experience of the sanctuary meditation? What has it brought any insights? Has it changed your life in any way? Could you give us a bit of insight there?
Yeah, absolutely. So there are so many wonderful tools that the Modern Mystery School teaches about and hands down to its initiates and students. And I would say that sanctuary meditation, I think, is one of my favorite tools. So we learn it we do learn it in the Empower Thyself class, but there is also, like you mentioned, the 2-hour class and workshop that there are teachers that teach around the world. And I've used this tool so much. I've been an initiate in the lineage for about 8 years now. And this is a tool that I would say I at least use it once a week, if not more. It's extremely helpful for bringing clarity of mind and coming from and making decisions from a place of, I said clarity, but it's like it almost like cleans up your energy field so that you're not making decisions from a place of distortion or emotional reaction or anything that's of like the human mind, I would say. That as opposed to like a higher, more elevated version of yourself.
That's amazing, because what I think I'm hearing here is that it's actually quite useful in everyday normal life. So it's not just like, oh, let's go up and meditate and then, kind of, just be away from the world. What I think I'm hearing is that actually this tool is really beneficial for the everyday decisions that we might make.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say if I have a big life decision, I always take it into my sanctuary. It doesn't have to even be necessarily big life decisions. It could be really anything. It could just be like, what direction do I need to be going in life? I don't know. I've even used it. This is kind of a practical application. I've used it a lot actually in like strengthening and improving my relationships, which I know sounds like an interesting concept, but I've found that by having more clarity in my own mind around a situation in a relationship, it's helped me to bring harmony to my relationships with others. Because ultimately that is, I mean, any like issues that you're having in relationships ultimately come down to yourself, right? So it's been a really helpful tool for that.
I love that. I love that. Also, I wonder if you might tell us a little bit about, going into the sanctuary itself, and do you have any? For me, when I go into the sanctuary, I do feel a sense of peace, and sometimes I just go there just to be in the sanctuary. I wonder if you had the similar experience, or kind of a different experience, and such like that you would be willing to share.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it can be a really beautiful tool for healing and just coming into, like you said, like that inner peace. Sometimes I will just go into my sanctuary without even having like a prompt or a decision that I have to make. And it'll just be to just sit into like almost, yeah, like sit. My guide calls it like the God spa. Like you sit and you can just kind of chill and relax. And it's a really nice tool for that. So yeah, there's so many practical applications, and we're magicians. We have tools that we can use in our tool set to help us to live the lives that we want to live. And this is one of those tools that we can use to create whatever we want in our life. So yeah, if it's healing, if it's decision making, if it's improving your relationships, I mean, I could go on. We could go through every use case for how you can use this tool.
It's amazing. And I think some people might struggle with the fact that, oh, what? It's just in 2 hours you can learn all of that. But yes, I mean,
Sure.
that's the truth of it. That's welcome to the lineage. Welcome to the lineage.
Welcome to the Modern Mystery School. That's kind of even the intro classes, they completely blow your mind and you're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I just learned that.
I know. When I say like sacred geometry is a 3-hour class, sometimes you get so much. It's like insane, you know. I'm like, okay,
Heaven, what? Oh, that's crazy.
I know. Now, back to the sanctuary meditation. Do you have to be a seasoned meditator or someone that's tried meditation or finds it easy? Or is this for anybody or is it just for certain people? What do you think?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's absolutely for anybody, I would say. I mean, it's for any human being, I would say. Anybody who has consciousness, we can work with them. And the tools do help a lot wherever you are in your journey. So for me, I mean, I came from a background where I had tried so many different types of meditation techniques, and even just coming down to the fundamentals of what we teach here, I mean, it blew away everything that I learned before. But then there are students that I've taught that have no experience with meditation, and our tools are extremely helpful and I think very beginner friendly for giving you. I think actually, if anything, it's better if you're a beginner because you don't have that kind of experience of or like a knowledge of what else exists, right? You can kind of start from the fundamentals. And if anything, actually, I kind of envy beginners who start with our tools because it gives you a new, like a good baseline for learning meditation.
Yeah, for sure. I do. I feel the same. And you know, I wasn't a natural meditator.
Mm.
I always, you know, think busy mind, you know, and the sanctuary meditation for me, it was just such a game changer. I was, you know, so I really get excited when we talk about the sanctuary meditation because, you know, you can really transform your life, you know, doing this tool. Can I ask, did it take you long to get used to it or master it and such like, you know, did you have to practice it quite a lot or how, you know, what can people expect?
Yeah, I mean, I think back to when I first learned the sanctuary meditation. I think at first my perspective of it was I felt like I needed the teacher to do it, but then actually when I find this with everything, like after I actually just ripped the band-aid off and did it on my own, I realized actually how easy it was. But in my mind I thought, oh, I need the teacher to do this technique, and I actually really did it. So I would say for any initiates who've taken the class, or I mean people who are just starting and are going to explore this as a new modality, my recommendation would be to just do it on your own, and you'll see actually how easy it is. We like when we kind of stop listening to the mind and really just go into our intuition and our heart. Things are a lot easier than they actually seem. So I would say it's very beginner friendly.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. And thank you for that, for pointing that out, because I know that sometimes people get a little bit, oh my goodness, I'm going to, you know,
Yeah.
but you're right. If you just do it, because we hand things down in, you know, an oral tradition with energetic keys, it's anchored into our structure. And so as soon as you start to do something, it's like, boop, you can do it. And it
Yeah.
goes with logic, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know how it works, but it's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. We love it. We love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your, I know the time goes so quickly, but
No, I
thank you for sharing. And we would love to have you back on the show.
Yeah, thank you.
And talking about other topics. And if you're out there and you want to experience a sanctuary meditation, you can get in touch with any of our teachers. You can go to any of our websites. At the bottom it says certified teachers, and you can ask them. Justine will be teaching, and lots of people. And we in the UK EU are going to honor the sanctuary meditation with a whole week across many locations and at many times. In the first week of June, I think we have something like 20 or 30 classes all happening to honor this sanctuary meditation. So you know, feel free to get in touch with us and we can direct you to the nearest one. So thank you so much, and thank you, Justine.
Thank you, Mrs. McKay. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, and good night, everyone. Thank you.